What if I told you that skipping meals isn't weakness? It's actually the most powerful thing you can do for your body. What if the thing you've been told your whole life about eating 3 square meals a day is slowly destroying your health from the inside out? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through exactly what happens inside your body, hour by hour, when you stop eating. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand why millions of people around the world are calling this the single greatest health decision they've ever made. This isn't a diet trend. This isn't a fad. This is pure physiology. Let's start the clock. Picture a massive warehouse. Delivery trucks are pulling in every 2 hours, around the clock, never stopping. The floor manager is screaming. Boxes are piling up everywhere, spilling into the hallways, blocking the emergency exits. The roof is leaking, but nobody has time to fix it because the trucks just keep coming. This is your body on 3 meals a day, snacks included. Your system is so constantly flooded with incoming energy that it never gets a single moment to repair itself, clean itself, or optimize itself. Now imagine someone finally locks the warehouse doors. The trucks stop. The noise dies down. And for the first time in years, the cleaning crew walks out from the back room. That is what happens when you commit to 1 meal a day. That is the protocol known as OMAD. And today, we are going inside the body hour by hour for a full 23 hours, so you understand exactly what is happening at a cellular level. No guesswork, no bro science, pure biology, hour 0 to 4. The clock starts the moment you put your fork down from your last meal. Right now, in these first 4 hours, your body is flooded with energy. Your stomach is actively working, breaking proteins down into amino acids, turning carbohydrates into glucose. That glucose rushes into your bloodstream, and your pancreas responds immediately by releasing insulin. Now, here's something you absolutely need to understand about insulin, and I want you to pause and really take this in. Insulin acts like a one-way valve. When insulin is high, energy flows into your cells. It cannot flow out. Your fat cells at this moment are completely locked. They are vaults that nobody has the key to. It is not a matter of willpower. It is not a matter of exercise. When insulin is circulating in your blood, fat burning is biologically impossible. Your body is using whatever glucose is in the blood right now. If there is excess, and in a modern diet there almost always is, insulin takes that extra sugar and packs it into the liver and muscles as glycogen. Think of glycogen as the cash in your wallet. Easy to access, always available, but limited in supply. Right now, at hour 4, everything feels totally normal. Nothing special has happened. But just wait. Hours 4 to 12. This is where it gets interesting. And this is also where most people fail. Around hour 6 or 7, your blood sugar starts to stabilize. The huge wave of energy from your last meal has been processed. The insulin, that busy warehouse manager, begins to clock out. And your brain notices. It sends a signal. It says, hey, the wallet is getting light. We need more fuel. This triggers ghrelin, your hunger hormone, and it spikes hard. You feel the rumble. Your stomach growls. You might get slightly irritable, slightly foggy. You look at the clock and think, I need to eat. But here is the truth that nobody tells you. You are not starving. You are not in danger. You are simply addicted to easy fuel. Your body has spent years running exclusively on high-octane gasoline, and now it's being asked to switch to its backup battery system. It stutters, it protests, it throws a little tantrum. But if you push through, something remarkable begins to happen. Your liver looks around, realizes no new food is coming, and it opens up the glycogen wallet. It starts breaking down stored sugars to keep your blood glucose stable and your brain functioning. You are not losing muscle right now. You are not going into starvation mode. You are simply spending the savings account. The rainy day fund you built up over years of eating is finally being used. And now we arrive at hour 12. This is the turning point. This is the moment everything changes. At hour 12, the glycogen wallet is nearly empty. Your body faces a decision. Shut down or unlock the vault. And since your body is a survival machine built to function without food for days at a time, it unlocks the vault. Insulin drops to its lowest baseline level. That drop is the signal your entire biochemistry has been quietly waiting for. With insulin out of the way, an enzyme called hormone-sensitive lipase activates. This enzyme is the master key to your fat cells. For the first time in perhaps days or even weeks, your body begins to draw real, meaningful energy directly from your adipose tissue, your stored body fat. You are no longer running on the bagel you ate yesterday morning. You are running on you. Hours 14 to 16, fuel change complete. Between hour 14 and 16, something shifts that people who do this consistently describe as almost magical. The hunger pangs disappear, not because you forced them away, not because you distracted yourself. They disappear because your fuel supply is no longer fluctuating. When you rely on food for energy, your blood sugar is a roller coaster. Highs, crashes, hunger, repeat. When you rely on body fat, your energy is a smooth, flat, uninterrupted line. And here's a number that will put this in perspective. Even a lean person with very little visible body fat is carrying tens of thousands of calories stored in their fat tissue right now. That is a battery that can power you for weeks. As your body breaks down fat, your liver begins converting those fatty acids into something called ketones. And this is crucial, especially for your brain. Your brain cannot burn fat directly. It needs either glucose or ketones as fuel, and it turns out your brain absolutely loves ketones. Ketones are a super fuel. When glucose burns, it creates significant oxidative stress, metabolic smoke, cellular damage. When ketones burn, they burn clean. More energy per molecule, less waste, less inflammation. This is why people around hour 16 report what they call the lift. The mental fog clears, focus sharpens, thoughts become crisp and fast. You feel surprisingly electric. This makes perfect evolutionary sense. If a hungry hunter got slow and stupid, he'd never catch his prey. Hunger was never meant to make us weak. Hunger was designed to make us sharp, fast, and dangerous. Hours 16 to 18. Now we arrive at what many researchers consider the crown jewel of the entire fasting timeline. The process that is attracting serious scientific attention. The process that might be the closest thing we have to a biological fountain of youth. This is autophagy. And I want you to really understand what this means for your body, because this alone might change the way you think about food forever. Remember that warehouse? It's been empty for hours now. The manager looks around and has a problem. The machine still needs to run, but no new deliveries are coming. So he sends the staff to scavenge. They start combing through the entire warehouse, looking for broken shelving, rusty pipes, damaged equipment, old trash sitting in corners that nobody bothered to throw out. They break it all down and melt it into new, strong, usable steel. That is exactly what your cells are doing right now. They are hunting through themselves for damaged proteins, mitochondria that are no longer functioning properly, misfolded proteins that have been linked in research to Alzheimer's disease and other neurodegenerative conditions, viruses, bacteria hiding inside the cell itself. Your body creates a membrane around all of this cellular junk, dissolves it, and recycles it into brand new, pristine amino acids that can be used to build fresh functional structures. Autophagy. It literally means self-eating, and it is the most sophisticated internal recycling system in the known universe. When you eat all day, every day, autophagy never turns on. The cleaning crew never comes out. The trash builds up year after year. This is why people who fast consistently report improvements in their skin, clearer, tighter, more youthful. This is why old nagging injuries start to feel better, because you are finally clearing decades of cellular debris that your body never had the downtime to deal with. Hours 20 to 22. Now I know what some of you are thinking. If my body is breaking things down and recycling them, isn't it eating my muscle? This is the most common objection to fasting. It is also one of the most thoroughly debunked myths in modern nutritional science. Here's what actually happens. At hour 20, deep in the fast, your body releases a powerful counter-regulatory hormone specifically designed to protect your lean tissue. That hormone is human growth hormone, HGH, and the numbers here are staggering. Research shows that during extended fasting, HGH levels can spike by 1,300% to 2,000% above baseline. HGH is a muscle-sparing hormone. It acts like a force field around your muscle tissue. It sends a direct signal to your metabolism: burn the fat, but do not touch the muscle. We need the muscle to survive. Your body is not going to burn the furniture to heat the house when there is a full shed of firewood sitting right outside. It burns the fat first, always. You are not wasting away. You are being sculpted. The combination of sky-high HGH and rock-bottom insulin is one of the rarest metabolic states a human can be in. It creates a precise environment where muscle is preserved and body fat is aggressively broken down simultaneously. Hour 23, you are approaching the eating window, and your body right now is in the most primed, most receptive, most optimized state it can possibly be in. Your insulin sensitivity is through the roof. Think of your cells like a sponge. A wet sponge that has been soaking in water all day can't absorb anything new. That's the cell of someone who eats constantly. But your cell right now is bone dry. It is ready to absorb everything you give it with maximum efficiency. Your digestive system has had nearly a full day of rest. The inflammation in your gut lining has had time to calm down. The harmful bacteria in your gut, which thrive on a constant stream of sugar, have been starved out. The resilient, beneficial bacteria remain. You are running on clean fat fuel. Your brain is sharp on ketones. Your cells have completed their deep recycling process. Your growth hormone is peaking. You are not depleted. You are not suffering. You are optimized. You are running at factory settings. Now the moment arrives, it is time to eat. And this is where a lot of people completely undo everything they worked for. Because your body is so absorbent right now, so sensitive, so ready to build with whatever you give it. What you put in during this one meal matters twice as much as it normally would. This meal is not a reward for enduring a hard day. This meal is construction material. If you break a 23-hour fast with pizza, soda, and processed sugar, you are flooding a highly sensitized system with garbage. You will experience an exaggerated insulin spike. You will crash hard. You will feel bloated and exhausted, and you will wonder why fasting doesn't work. It worked. You just built the wrong building. Here's how to do it right. Start with protein. High quality, complete protein. A good steak, eggs, salmon, chicken thighs. Your body is urgently seeking amino acids to rebuild everything that was broken down and recycled during autophagy. This is where the real muscle repair and growth happens. Next, add healthy fats. Avocado, extra virgin olive oil, nuts. Since your metabolism is already running in fat-burning mode, eating fat keeps that machinery operating smoothly. It moderates your insulin response so you don't spike and crash. And then add volume through micronutrients. Because you are only eating once, you cannot rely on multiple small meals to hit your vitamin and mineral requirements. You need a large, generous serving of vegetables, leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower, fermented foods like sauerkraut, and kimchi to support the gut microbiome you just helped reset. These foods provide the potassium and magnesium your body desperately needs to prevent the cramps and fatigue that trip up so many beginners. When you eat this way, nutrient-dense, high satiety, high quality, something surprising happens. You get full incredibly fast. Your hunger and fullness hormones, ghrelin and leptin, are finally working as they were designed to. You stop eating when you are nourished, not just when you are uncomfortably stuffed. Now let's talk about the transition period, because I want to be straight with you. If you go from eating 6 times a day straight to 1 meal a day tomorrow morning, you are going to feel rough. Your body needs time to physically build the metabolic machinery required to burn fat efficiently. It takes time to manufacture the enzymes. It takes time for the liver to become skilled. at producing ketones on demand. This adaptation process is called metabolic flexibility, and most modern humans have lost it almost entirely. In the first week, you might experience headaches. You might feel weak or foggy or irritable. This is not a sign that fasting is wrong for you. This is withdrawal. Your body is adjusting. One of the biggest reasons people feel terrible in the early stages is electrolyte loss. When insulin drops, your kidneys release water and sodium rapidly. You can lose a significant amount of salt very quickly. The fix is simple, and it works almost instantly. A pinch of high-quality sea salt dissolved in your water during the fasting window will stop the headaches and weakness in their tracks. Do not skip this step. And do not try to do this cold turkey. Be strategic about the transition. Push your first meal back by 2 hours for a few days. Then push it back 4 hours. Then skip breakfast entirely. Then gradually push lunch back until you find your eating window. Let your body ease into this. Give it the time it needs to rewire. And a word of caution before we wrap up. Fasting is a meaningful physiological stressor. For people who are already under high chronic stress, dealing with poor sleep, struggling with thyroid issues, or managing hormonal imbalances, extended fasting can push cortisol higher than is beneficial. If this sounds like your situation, work with a qualified doctor before attempting this protocol. And this approach is not designed for pregnant or nursing women, anyone with a history of eating disorders, or anyone on insulin or blood pressure medication without direct medical supervision. Your health history matters. Be honest with yourself about it. But for healthy adults who are ready to stop being controlled by their blood sugar, ready to stop spending their entire day thinking about their next meal, ready to finally give their body the space it needs to heal, OMAD might be one of the most profoundly impactful changes you can make. We live in a food environment that has been specifically engineered to make you fear hunger. Every advertisement, every packaged food, every vending machine is built on the idea that hunger is an emergency that must be solved immediately. But hunger is not an emergency. Hunger is a signal, and it is a signal you have more control over than you have ever been told. Beyond the fat loss, beyond the mental clarity, beyond the cellular repair, OMAD gives you something that no supplement and no medical intervention can replicate. It gives you freedom. Freedom from the blood sugar roller coaster. Freedom from constantly planning meals. Freedom from being owned by cravings. And it returns you to the rhythm your ancestors lived by for hundreds of thousands of years. Hunt, feast, rest, repeat. You are not starving. You are not suffering. You are letting your body do what it was always designed to do. You are finally, truly healing. Now I want to hear from you because this community is where the real conversation happens. Did you feel that wall hit you hard around hour 12? Or did you make it to hour 16 and feel that energy shift they talk about? Drop it in the comments below. Tell me your experience. Tell me your questions. Tell me where you are in this journey because every single comment gets read. If this video gave you something real today, something that shifts the way you think about food in your body, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this information reach the people who need it most. And if you want to go deeper, if you want to understand the science behind what your body is capable of, subscribe and turn on notifications because we are just getting started. The next video is going to change the way you think about everything you think you know about metabolism. I will see you there.